So is now a good time to start a new business?
Good question. Probably not the best time, in truth, because we're obviously still in a recession. So probably in a few months' time, as the economy's recovered a little bit more, we'll be better.
If you're a new business and you're trying to start up, the one thing I hear a lot from business people who chat to me here is that the banks won't give new businesses any money. Does that remain the case at the minute?
Largely, I'm afraid, yes, and it probably does. They're looking really to lend money more to large businesses because they see them as being less of a risk. And clearly, you know, they receive somewhat conflicting instructions from the government, who say, lend more money to small businesses but take less risk. And the banks see smaller businesses being more risk.
Yeah, that's a contradiction in terms, that really, isn't it? I mean, by definition, a small business, a start-up, is a risk, but it's a calculated risk. You could earn a lot of money, but you could lose your money, and they're not prepared to do that at the minute. Let's stay with the banks. We heard today the Office of Fair Trading has scrapped plans for further action against banks over these unauthorised overdraft charges. Lots of people were hoping that the banks will be held to task on this, and now it appears they won't be.
Yes, it's, although in truth it's probably a double-edged sword, because banks make about £2.6 billion apparently out of this every year, which is about...
It's quite a substantial sum.
It is. It's 1/3 of their income, apparently, from personal current accounts. And they're not going to give that kind of income up easily, of course. So if they don't, say they had lost the case, for instance, then they may well have transferred those charges elsewhere, so you and I may well have found ourselves paying for our personal current accounts. And
the bank will make its money one way or another.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Yes.
So, are you bothered about the economy? I'm saying, are you bothered? Are you surprised that the economy is still in recession? I mean, to the man in the street, 0.2% doesn't sound like very much, but it's quite a lot, isn't it, in terms of the loss of growth?
It is really, yes. It's probably a disappointment, I would say, for this country that France and Germany, amongst others, have come out of recession, and yet we're still in it. But as you say, 0.2%. We are heading in the right direction, and perhaps I would think at the end of this quarter they'll be confident in the government that we'll be out of recession.
You refer to the government. We are approaching a general election. It has to happen by June. It's going to happen in the next couple of business quarters at least. Would a change in power make a difference for start-ups or for business generally, do you think?
That's difficult to tell at the moment, but what has happened is that the government has put money in via a leadership and management fund, and that's been backed up by money from the North West Development Agency. Now, that money has just reached something of a halt, and they were helping 6 people in every organisation, and it's now down to 1. So we'll have to wait and see what happens come the new financial year.
Things like the North West Regional Development Agency have a bit of a sort of Damocles hanging over them, don't they? Should the Tories come to power?
They're not in a good position.
They're not in a good position. We shall watch it with interest. John, nice to have met you. Have a good Christmas.
Thanks
for your time.